Hello to all of my BPTV fans, YouTube fans, and new fans. I'm Alan Levine, the Talking Machine, doing my special interview show, The Talking Machine Show. This is my 44th show, and I have another great guest for you to meet right now. Please tell them who you are.
My name is Bernard Alexander. I'm the Executive Director of the Equitable Entrepreneur Ecosystem, better known as the E3 Alliance. I'm the owner of the Minority Networking Exchange, and I am the co-owner of CKV Suites Event Space.
And if that's a mouthful, he got many more things to talk about. I met him about 10, 11 years ago now, and he's a networking king, and I wanted to bring him on to show you what a guy in Pittsburgh is doing. And first of all, where were you born at?
Pittsburgh, PA.
All right. And where'd you grow up?
I was on the Hill District pretty much until I was about 17 years old.
Well, we got some action there. My first year of my life, I was there. So right. 105 Pride Street, can you top that?
I'm not sure. I grew up on Bentley Drive, which is part of Tears Village housing projects.
Understand, I know where it's at. Yeah, I got it. So where'd you go to school?
First couple years, Pittsburgh Public Schools, Aleo Wild Elementary School, 3rd through 8th grade, St. Benedict the Moore, and the high school, North Catholic High School.
You made it out with the Roonies. Nice. Hey, things happen in life, and you've traveled around. Did you play any sports in high school or anything?
Freshman year, I played football. I was a running back and safety.
How many times did they hit you, and then that's it?
Whew, they hit me a lot. My freshman year was my first time playing organized football. I was more of a basketball, track and field type of guy.
Do you have some speed then?
I had a lot of speed. I was probably one of the fastest kids in the high school as a freshman, but I didn't know what the heck I was doing on the field.
What happened after high school? What did you do?
I attended CCAC on the north side. Excuse me.
Sure.
From 91 to 94, obtained my degree, associate's degree in teacher education.
Wow. What made you go with that, Vern?
Excuse me.
That's all right.
It was between business and working with children. And the end of my senior year project for high school, I volunteered as a tutor at an after-school program.
So you were smart.
I'm not sure if I was smart, but you were
willing to help out.
I was willing to help, and I had a passion for helping the kids.
No, and that's so great when you have empathy and you put it into action. And when did you start doing business?
When did I start doing business?
Yeah, because
I was a preteen living on Bentley Drive on the Hill District, and I used to sell icy cups and popcorn. Nice. And I did that for about a year or so. After I graduated from CCAC in 94, I transferred to Point Park University. I was there from 94 to 97 and obtained my bachelor's degree in teacher education, secondary social studies.
So now you got 2 degrees.
I have 2 degrees. My last 2 years of undergrad, I started a landscaping business. I did not know
what possessed you to do that from being a Hill District guy.
I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Who were you talking to, my friend?
I was. My first year, I probably ruined more yards than
you cut.
I beautified. But most of my clients understood that I was a college student who was trying to get to the finish line, so they dealt with me.
Well, you have a great personality, and you're a people person, and you have empathy. You already proved that, so that can get you in the door. Getting you back again, you need to produce, right?
Right.
And then what happened after that?
I was a teacher for about a year and a half for Pittsburgh Public Schools.
I didn't know that.
I was a building substitute at Allegheny Middle School. And after my first full year, the principal at the time, Dr. Christine White Taylor, recommended me for a position with the National Aviary, and I held that position for 4 years.
That's so cool. I love the aviary.
I used to take birds to school, and I had a group of students that I had for 3 years, and the same students, and we were teaching the kids from the north side about endangered birds from South America.
That is so cool.
So we had a nice sized grant, and when the kids were in 7th grade, we took them to Puerto Rico for 4 days, all expense paid.
You're a world traveler now from the Hill District.
Yeah. Went into the rainforest.
That's so cool.
It was a beautiful experience. When the kids were in 8th grade, at the final part of the project is we took the kids to Trinidad for close to a week.
You got to be kidding me. That is so great for you and them.
Absolutely.
What an experience.
We were trying to raise these endangered birds called red siskins, and we were going to release them back into the wild, but the flock of birds that we had were sick, so they could not be mixed with the other birds that are
Wow,
free.
what a bummer.
Yeah, but it was a great experience.
What did the kids think of this?
I think they loved it. For some of them, was the first time that they was on an airplane. First time that they were out of the country.
You're
had a
checking
sister
all
school.
the pre-bucket list.
We saw 1,000-pound leatherback turtles laying eggs on a beach. It was a very unique experience.
That is so great. All right, what happened next? Because you got me pumped up right now.
After that, I obtained my master's degree in
I'm counting 3 degrees. Though.
3 degrees. My master's degree in curriculum and instructions from Point Park University again.
Wow. Wherever you go, you graduate.
That's true.
I'm noticing a pattern.
That is true.
You know, I'm observant. No, I respect that.
Thank you.
I appreciate the education and the degrees and hard work you had to put in to get them.
Yes, thank you. For 18 plus years, I worked for Education Data Solutions Incorporated. Locally, they're known as the Reemployment Transition Center.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, and so I was a program manager for many years, and we ran some of the city and county's welfare to work programs,
right,
reentry programs.
So the theme I'm noticing is you're helping people in the community.
All my life.
You've been inspired to do that.
That I feel like it's definitely my life's work.
Well, it seems like your mission.
Definitely.
No.
Especially when we get to the other stuff.
Well, I congratulate you on that. I didn't know how deep you were into this, and being a teacher and being in charge of some of this stuff. And
right.
No, that is just great. All right, what's next? You got me pumped up. I hope all of you appreciate my good friend.
16 years ago, I'll be 17 years ago, I started the Minority Network and Exchange because I was concerned about the retention of minority-owned businesses in Western PA. So
well, you witnessed that.
I've witnessed it firsthand.
Just like I've witnessed it from a different perspective. Growing up in Greentree, even though I was born in the Hill, 3 miles away from town, we always went back to the Hill District.
Right.
And it changed after '68 and the riots for the worse. A lot of people, and then look how they put in the Civic Arena, and what they do, they busted up the Hill District. My dad would take me and my 3 sisters to all the Jewish stores, the restaurants, all the people. He'd go, this is my friend, that friend. They were black, Italian, Polish, Hungarian, you name it. But he never said that. They were his friends.
Right.
That's how we were brought up. So I see it from that perspective.
Right. So with my business, I host a variety of business and social networking events.
Start with the first one, if you can.
The first?
When you started your network.
Right.
Because I always like to know where it began, if you can think back to that.
Almost 17 years ago, I hosted my first event at the old, it's closed now.
Well, that's what happens as we get older. I'm older than you, but things close down.
Homewood used to have a bowling alley. It was called Meadowwink, Bowling Alley. And that's where I hosted my first networking event, where I had about 30 people come out to it. And it was,
what was it about?
It was just bringing business owners together to network in a different way.
You're trying to inspire them.
I didn't know what the heck I was doing at the time, but you know, it's
you wanted
just
to help.
Cultivated.
Yeah.
And I just knew I wanted to bring people together and make sure that we can help build a network.
And what did the people think when they see you there? And did they know you, some of them? Or?
Most of them knew me.
Okay, well they know what you've been doing.
It was an opportunity to bring good people together.
Right. And what came out of that?
Oh, wow. I've been hosting events for 17 years.
So you continued because you had some success at it.
helping people raise capital for their business, a lot of networking, a lot of social media promotion as well.
Well, you got me pumped up, but if I'm not talking, I'm not promoting. How do they get a hold of you?
The easiest way to get a hold of me is literally just type in my name and do a Google search.
Spell your name for him, and I'm old, so do it twice.
Vernard Alexander, Vernard, Vernard Alexander. You can find me on pretty much every social
He's
media
a social
platform.
media king. I know that.
Yes,
I
you
know
do.
who taught you some of that stuff. So
Yes, I love
we can
social
shout
media.
out to Linda Handley.
Absolutely,
'Cause-
Linda Handley. She's been a beast for many years, and a great advocate in this work. Centered around helping local entrepreneurs.
Sure. She's done it with school children, nonprofits, and she was from the corporate world.
Absolutely,
And look at what she's done to give back and more, and thriving doing it.
right.
No, I'm glad we all became friends, and we're at different events that she put together.
Yes, hundreds of people at each event. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
ranging from politicians, corporations, to people who are aspiring entrepreneurs.
No, she did it all. I had to run a few of those shows being a community relations director.
Coffee with.
Yes. I helped run and get some utensils for it with Marty Schiff a couple
Oh,
times.
yeah.
And I was asked to get some of the guests. So I had to talk to them, like Bill Strickland and things like that, and others, and my friend Jessica Lee, and numerous other people on the shows.
Now our current mayor of the city of Pittsburgh,
Ed Gainey, yeah. There's another guy that I dealt firsthand with, and we became friends. He goes, I got to check out your show, Pittsburgh Sports Line. He goes, how's Smoking Jim? That's what they all want to know, just like
How's
you.
Smoking Jim, of course.
Just look at his Facebook page and don't make a comment. How's that for being diplomatic?
There you go.
Now, so you're doing this networking, and I met you, and I thought you were doing a couple other things 10 years ago.
I'm always doing something. I'm trying to figure out how I can slow down.
Well, you don't stop. What inspires you to do this? I know you're helping people and you want to bring them together, but I always like to know what's behind the curtain, Oz. So what's going on?
I get my greatest pleasure and joy from just seeing faces of folks who I've been able to assist in raising capital, to gaining a contract, to starting a new business.
You're bettering their lives. Well,
creating opportunities for others.
Yeah, don't you feel good like I do when you help somebody?
Absolutely. Every day.
Especially in this day and age, I think we need more of us out there. Like when you say, how are you, you actually care about that. Instead of people just going, hey, see you later. No, we're asking because we care about you, and can we help you in any way? And that's why I wanted you to be on here, because we come from different backgrounds. And guess what? Another great Pittsburgh guy doing great things. If you need help, get a hold of him. If you don't, try to network with him, because he's the networking king.
Here's the thing, right? Especially from the community that I'm in, that I was brought up in,
Right.
is that a lot of people feel like if you can't get the assistance in your direct personal network, that assistance won't come.
You're dead in the water.
And my mission is to break down that stereotype, to say, like, no matter what neighborhood you grew up in, whether it's the Hill District, Northside, Homewood, Wilkinsburg, that there are great people out here who's willing to help and assist and
that's
share
why
the
you're on this
resources.
show. I'm trying to show that there's people that are unstoppable. Like, I'm relentless in doing shows. This being my 44th show, people ask me, where do I get the guests? And they go, they've all been great shows. I go, I know a lot of good people in
You
Pittsburgh.
have a great network.
Yeah, so I mean, I network too. And I always have a card on me. Just somehow, here's how simple it is.
Oops, there it is.
We can just show. That's a start.
There it is.
Right there. And then you go from there. And you're willing to talk about anything with them.
I'm willing to help anyone
Right.
as well. And
How about
so that's
age?
the main
Does
thing.
age matter?
Ironically, we have some teenagers.
That's what I was
in
hoping.
my network, teenage entrepreneurs, and I met recently over the summer with a guy who's I think close to 80 years old.
You want to shout their names out or something?
You know what? It's too many people to shout out. But
guess what? I won't question you on that again. I respect that. Plus, there's privacy issues. If they didn't know, they don't want to get contacted.
Right.
But there are live people out there.
Oh man, if someone goes to my social media page, they'll see me shouting out many different people on a daily basis.
You just posted something up with a lady that won some award for cooking or something like that, because I think I do a cooking show called The Speedy Gourmet.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and she just did it because I said congrats, and she, nay, or something like that.
Oh man, you know what? I'm having a
little
brain block.
There's fog. We have fog every once in a while.
Fog, yes, absolutely, especially in this region. But just so many different people in this journey of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, but that's great. That's a great thing, because if you forget half of them, they're all doing better because of you. They know who you are.
I'm just one spoke in the wheel. I'm just trying to do my part and get folks connected to other people and the right people and the resources to help them.
Do you have different go-to resources and people?
Absolutely. Whether it's
in different communities?
Whether it's building websites, whether it's access to capital, whether it's assistance with business plans or free programming. Especially with my day job, we have access to many different organizations.
What is your day job?
The E3 Alliance.
Okay, just double checking.
We have connections with the University of Pitt, Small Business Development Center, Riverside Center for Innovation, Catapult, Community Forge, Amicello Cares, Axiom. So, there's 7 different organizations.
Thanks for saving me from asking a question. He just explained where you can go.
On our own. I mean, many of these programs are free. A lot of them offer virtual programming so that you can learn about entrepreneurship at home.
And I'll just share this, that a lot of, like, I was ready to go in high school at 18. I was good to go. Knew how to open up checking accounts, trade stocks, do business, whatever. Buy a car, learn to negotiate. I learned that on my own because I had the curiosity. And today I raised a couple kids, and I didn't want them to be needy. I got custody of them as teenagers, so I wanted my daughter to be strong and independent, and same with my son. And I think I've graduated with that they paid attention to me.
Absolutely.
And that's what you're doing with hundreds, if not thousands of people in Pittsburgh. So I salute you.
Thank you.
No, that is just so great. You're truly blessed, and you're using your gifts and your intelligence to help others.
That's my passion.
I read it loud and clear. If you don't understand it, he'll explain it again. And you started this, and now you've started, a couple other businesses that you do.
Yes.
We got about 11 minutes to cover a couple other businesses.
Cool.
And what you actually do with them, because I just want to lay this out on how Vern is helping almost anywhere in our areas. And a lot of them, okay, we'll say there's black and white issues. If you're innocent and you don't understand racism, I'm not saying it to be critical of it, but we have that inherently in our heritage in America. And it affects a lot of people today, me included and others. But what do you do next is what my dad would always say. So you're the guy, what do we do next to connect the different groups together and even work together if possible and when possible?
Well, with the work with the E3 Alliance, what we're doing is we're trying to build a equitable ecosystem. So,
well, with you telling me that, that's why I sort of kicked this
right.
off, because I don't know whether I'm smart or not, but I'm aware of stuff.
So I'll give an example, and
thank you. I didn't want to ask.
I'll give an example, and I'm not picking on places like CMU, right, which does great work, but focus mostly on tech, robotics, and AI. But we have a lot of folks in our communities who don't have access to that, but they have entrepreneur ideas.
Well, I'll share this. There's a phrase, follow the money.
Follow the money.
And when I say where you find the money is, then you know why certain things are happening, or on the converse of it, why things aren't happening. Mm-hmm. And you're trying to scratch a few dollars to fall down to where people can start right here on the ground floor because that's where they're at.
We're trying to make sure that folks have access to the same resources so that they can
most
build
of it's
their
free.
dreams. And most of it is free. 95% of it's free, so that
sure.
they can build their dreams as well.
Sure. Doesn't everybody have dreams?
Absolutely.
So if we can live our dreams, I always told my kids, dream big. If you fail, you still got some of those little dreams that boost you up. So dream for the sun, the stars, and the moon.
Right. And I think some of the things that I've done personally to kind of, break some of these cycles is I have an event space in Homewood called CKV Suites. And a year ago, I gave up 60% of the ownership to 2 women for 0% equity. And so I wanted to do my part by investing my money into other folks and say, hey, I don't have to make all the money, but let me bring in some partners.
Well,
and
you're donating,
build their dream.
Yeah, you're donating an opportunity in your place that cost you money to get that place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I could have said, all right, I want X amount of money for you to come in as a partner.
Starting today.
But I want to build an opportunity for multiple people.
And how's that working out with them?
It's working out pretty good. It's been a smooth partnership so far.
No, that is great. And 2 women.
Absolutely.
And men and women think differently. I always say, what can you compromise on?
And you know what? It has not been much compromising at all. The 3 of us, we get along
You can go
very
straight
good.
forward.
Absolutely.
And your mission is to help.
Yep. And it's our mission to help. And it says then provide a great quality, clean atmosphere, safe place for people to use for whenever they want to use it.
No, that's so great. And where's it located again so that you can...
528 North Homewood Avenue.
All right.
In the heart of the business district of Homewood.
Understand.
All right. And so what I want to also talk about, too, is with my personal business, the Minority Networking Exchange, I host a variety of business and social networking events in the community. And
I've witnessed some of them in the past, yes.
On and off for about the last 4 years or so, I've been hosting guest bartender events, and I get local celebrities. I have to get you and Jim, Smoke and Jim, to become guest bartenders, and all the tips go to the charity of the guest bartender's choice.
I'm in for donating my time and my talking ability. I can entertain them.
You can pour a drink too, right?
Well, yeah, I can.
So, in the past...
If it's wine and beer, I can handle that.
We've had former Mayor Peduto, we had current Mayor Gainey, former State Rep Jake Wheatley, many ministers, a lot of people in general. Business.
I'd be honored. Smoke and Jim,
Yes.
I'll speak for him. We'd be honored.
Oh, yeah? All right, I'm going to put you on the calendar.
Yeah, as long as we can mesh with things and, we do
You have to pour the drinks, though.
I could pour.
All right, a mixed drink,
drink. If I need help, if they tell me vodka and sours or vodka and orange juice or something like that.
What about a Long Island, which has like 6 different ingredients?
They have to teach me, but I can do it methodically. Boom, boom, boom. I'm coachable. I've always been told I'm coachable.
So through that, we've raised about $100,000 over the last 4 years.
Congrats.
Get grassroots organizations through the tips.
That is so great.
Yeah. One of the events that I host every Monday is at Nobleman Cigar Lounge in Penn Hills is Motivational Monday, where we have guest speakers come in and talk about different topics surrounding entrepreneurship. This past Monday, I had 10 different bankers come in. And we had about 150 people come out to listen to the bankers pitch to the audience.
That is so great.
Yeah, so I'm always working on something.
That's inspiring. If you need anybody to figure out how to become a media guy like I did from a production worker at the Pittsburgh Press and Post-Gazette and start a media show from nothing, we can do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll try to pump a few kids up.
Okay.
And, we work with kids or volunteers here. Everybody's a volunteer. And we have kids from high school and stuff. We just have a new young kid, 13 years old, volunteering to learn how to run cameras and do what Nick's doing in the control room.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah, we do stuff like that, and I'm open to helping others.
That's great.
So we can collaborate in the
Absolutely.
future. I guarantee it. That's the other reason I brought you here, because I like helping out.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to get you and Smoke and Jim the guest bartender, but he has to invite out his Steel City Beauties.
His entourage.
He had to bring out his entourage so that can attract more guys and more ladies to come so that they could donate to the cause.
Well, some of them are my friends, so I may have to talk to them that say that we're trying to help others.
Right, right.
We might have to separate it a little bit, but he has quite the collection. I call it the Sweeties.
The Sweeties,
and
okay.
the Steel City Beauties. I still don't know what award that is. He just puts it out there, and he's popular doing it.
Absolutely.
And it's popular with men and women. So go figure, Vern. He's like you. He's helping others.
I see, in a different way.
Yes, the perspective. It's just how you view things. All right, we got about 3 minutes, 3.5. What do you want to do to inspire others, and what do you look for in the future with what you're carrying on and continuing? Because you've been doing this 17 years. What's the next 5 years look like?
That's a great question that I've been really spending a lot of time with over the last
You're
couple
welcome.
months.
I'm glad I could do that.
Because
I noticed you paused.
Thank you.
And usually I hear crickets, which means I get no answer. So if you notice, I interrupted so then he can think a second or two on what might be one of the key things he's looking for over the next 2 years on a shorter plane.
I pour into others more than I pour into myself.
Understand.
That's
but
probably
I
going
don't
to continue.
like I don't like talking about myself that much, but I'm just trying to pull it out to show that you can lead and help them. Whoever might watch this, and you can share this with your networking and other groups. You'll get a link from YouTube when this is up in a couple days, and then you can share it. So this is a little self-promo, no charge by me in our studio.
Visit the e3alliancehub.org to find out more information about the vast amount of resources in Western PA when it comes to current and aspiring entrepreneurs. So that's part of my passion.
And teenagers on up to an 80-year-old.
Teenagers all the way up to 80.
If you're 95, give him a call. He may take you. If you can get around.
If you're 95 and you want to start a business or you want to start a hobby, you can reach out to us.
Just wanted to throw it out there.
Absolutely. Because, some people are full-time entrepreneurs, some people are in it halfway, and some people just have a hobby where they're making a little bit extra money every month.
Here's what I call you from the last 10, 11 years, what I've seen with you and what I do. We're serial entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
And that's at the next level.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're trying to carry on to promote you, to get help and ask. And guess what? It's not hard to ask. Look how nice Vern is. He got talked the talking machine today, and I let him. So
that's hard to do.
Yeah,
that is hard to do.
Believe me, I salute you. Definitely. We got 1 minute to go.
All right.
How do you want to pump somebody up?
If you really want to do this, if you're really passionate about entrepreneurship, just start with a notebook. Write down all your ideas. And just start simply with a one-page notebook. Write down all your ideas, and then go to our website, the E3 Alliance Hub.
They got to take action, though.
They have to take action. So the first step is writing down your ideas. The second step is reaching out to one of the vast amount of free programs.
Or just go to Vern.
Just go to me? All right, just come to me as well.
I want to
I'll point you in the right direction.
Because if you can't help, then I didn't want you on the show. So he's able to help. And, I appreciate you coming out here and being on the show. He's the earliest guest I've ever had on my 44th show, and we won't say why, but I'm happy he's here, and I want to thank you again for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and I'm honored to do this, and good luck in the future, and we're going to collaborate, my friend.
All right, sounds good.
And I do my shows second Wednesday and fourth Wednesday of each month. Thank you so much for the great feedback. And it hasn't really been critical, it's been thankful. And I'm out there looking for more great guests, and I'm still going through my list of people. So stay tuned for the next show. Till the next time.